everybody. I was not exactly ready to start the stream, but I guess here we go. I was trying to edit my settings and it just went live, so that'll work. It's all good. What's up, everybody? John TheMorgile coming to you live from Greenville, South Carolina. Hope y'all are doing well, having a blessed day on this 24th of June. Yes, Tuesday, 24th of June, 2025. I see we've got two people, two thumbs, and we lost one already. Well, isn't that just the way that it goes? But yeah, so we are live, definitely. Oh, hello, people. Hello, welcome one, welcome all. Blessings, greetings to you guys. June 24th, 2025. This is going to be a relatively short edition of NASA News. Really just wanted to check in with you guys, say hello, let y'all know that we're doing okay, living and breathing, still just trying to make it, man. But I do have a couple of articles that I wanted to go through, but really, like, the main thing that I wanted to do on this stream was to update you guys with the progress of the Osiris Rex mission, which, if you remember, we've covered periodically. The Osiris Rex mission was the one where, NASA spent over $1 billion of our tax dollars to send one of their little Limobiles allegedly up into space and collect a sample from the asteroid called Bennu, right? And there was this whole kerfuffle about how NASA scientists were unable to open the science lid on the science canister or whatever. And so it took them months to even get at the sample that they allegedly brought back from asteroid Bennu. And they made all these claims about how they were going to be able to unlock the secrets of the universe and unlock the secrets of planet formation and all this really, like, sort of over the top bravado, these claims that they made about their findings from asteroid Bennu. But here we are, years on, and there's sort of like no news on the thing. Like, there is no updates, there's no breaking news, there's no unlocking of any secrets, because of course we know that they are not actually going up into into space and gathering samples of anything. They are just literally bilking us for billions of dollars. And I did a bit of background research into the overall cost of this Osiris Rex mission, and it was over 1.16 billion with a B dollars. What's up, Sam Gloves? Yeah, no, unfortunately, no plastic surgical gloves. Sorry, man. But yeah, $1.16 billion, according to planetary.org. $588 million was spent on the Osiris Rex spacecraft development. 183.5 million on the launch vehicle. So just absolutely crazy how much money, yours and my tax dollars is actually spent on this nonsense, the Limobiles, man. And so, like, I wish that there was more to report on Osiris Rex and all of the science that they got back from, asteroid Bennu, but let's see here. How long in since they returned the capsule? Let's see here. Let me find this article here. I'll just relook it up. When did NASA retrieve samples from asteroid Bennu? Maybe I'm saying that wrong. Bennu, Bino, who knows? But so yeah, $1.16 billion. And NASA successfully retrieved a sample of rocks and dust from asteroid Bennu on September 24th, 2023. So yeah, we are, almost 2 years, definitely a year and a half on, going on 2 years on since they allegedly got these samples. And I know they did spend months trying to open the science canister capsule or whatever. But, yet and still, I've been, looking, I've been trying to find for the last 30 minutes or so any sort of updates or articles on, what exactly has NASA gleaned from asteroid Bennu. And you can't really find anything. It's like it was just a big fat waste of over $1 billion. And yeah, of course, they are claiming that there is, or Osiris Rex is doing some other science missions out there in space. But yeah, over $1 billion for them to come back, to present, I don't know, like less than a pound of dirt. And they are supposedly going to unlock the secrets of the universe by studying dirt. So good on NASA for their science prowess, right? But anyways, so we've got 6 people in the stream and 6 thumbs. That is really, really amazing. Sam Gloves, I see your chats there, and then apparently no other chats. So, okay, very strange, very strange. But yeah, so it appears just like all of the other science lies and lie mobiles from NASA. Uh, Asteroid Bennu, I really can't get it right this second. You're away. Um, Osiris Rex and the asteroid Bennu mission was just a big fat waste of over $1 billion. So yeah, it is just amazing to me how we just keep on dumping more and more money to the likes of NASA, and they can get away with, basically absolutely nothing. Like the dog ate my homework type of nonsense, and we just keep on shoveling more and more money at them. Um, so real quick, we're just gonna open this one up, and I guess we opened with the news about asteroid Bennu and the waste of $1 billion. But we're gonna open this one with a bit of Psalms. If I could keep this page from blowing in the wind here. Psalm 105, give thanks to the Most High, call on Him, make known among the nations what He has done. Sing to Him, make music to praise Him, meditate on all His miracles that He has performed, brag about His holy name. Let the hearts of those who seek the Most High rejoice. Search for the Most High and His strength. Always seek His presence. Remember the miracles He performed, the amazing things He did, and the judgments He pronounced. Your descendants of His servant Abraham, your descendants of Jacob, His chosen ones. He is the Most High, our Creator. His judgments are pronounced throughout the whole earth. He always remembers His promises, the word that He commanded for 1,000 generations, the promise that He made to Abraham, and His sworn oath to Isaac. He confirmed it as a law for Jacob, as an everlasting promise to Israel, by saying, I will give you the land of Canaan. It is your share of the inheritance. While the people of Israel were few in number, a small group of foreigners living in that land, they wandered from nation to nation, from kingdom to another. He didn't permit anyone to oppress them. He warned kings about them. Do not touch my anointed ones or harm my prophets. He brought famine to the land. He took away their food supply. He sent a man ahead of them. He sent Joseph, who was sold as a slave. They hurt his feet with shackles and cut into his neck with an iron collar. The Most High's promise tested him throughout fiery trials until his prediction came true. The king sent someone to release him. The ruler of nations set him free. He made Joseph the master of his palace and the ruler of all his possessions. Joseph trained the king's officers the way he wanted and taught his respected leaders wisdom. Then Israel came to Egypt. Jacob lived as a foreigner in the land of Ham, and the Most High made his people grow rapidly in number and stronger than their enemies. He changed their minds so that they hated his people, and they dealt treacherously with his servants. He sent his servant Moshe, and he sent Aaron, whom he had chosen. They displayed his miraculous signs among them, and he did amazing things in the land of Ham. He sent darkness and made their land dark. They did not rebel against his orders. He turned their water into blood and caused their fish to die. Oh wow! And so I'm gonna start getting spam calls on this phone. Sorry. And caused their fish to die. He made their land swarm with frogs, even in the king's bedrooms. He spoke, and swarms of flies and gnats infested their whole territory. He gave them hail and lightning instead of rain throughout their land. He struck their grapevines and fig trees and smashed their trees in their territory. He spoke, and countless locusts and grasshoppers came. They devoured all the plants in the land. They devoured the crops in the fields. He killed all the firstborn sons, the first ones born in the land when their fathers were young. He brought Israel out with silver and gold, and none among his tribes stumbled. Almost done, people. Almost done with this. Sorry. The Egyptians were terrified of Israel, so they were glad when Israel left. He spread out a cloud as a protective covering and a fire to light up the night. The Israelites asked, and he brought them quail and filled them with bread from heaven. He opened a rock, and water gushed and flowed like a river through the dry places. He remembered his holy promise to his servant Abraham. He brought his people out with joy, his chosen ones with a song of joy. He gave them the lands of other nations, and they inherited what others had worked for, so that they would obey his laws and follow his teachings. Hallelujah. So amen to that. I guess I better suffix that by just mentioning that I think it's terrible what the United States and Israel have done to Iran here lately. If you haven't been following the news, apparently we hit 3 of Iran's so-called nuclear facilities with massive penetrating ordnances, or rather MOP. And unprovoked attack on a sovereign nation is just unforgivable. I do shudder to think that the Most High Creator of all things is a just Creator. So there is definitely, there's definitely an imbalance, and there's going to be a price to pay for those sorts of, unprovoked, unjustified attacks on a sovereign nation. So anyway, just wanted to get my position clear on that, because sometimes when you read Psalms, people will get the wrong idea and think that I am cheerleading for the modern state of Israel, which did not actually exist back in biblical times as it does today. Anyway, we're way far off the beaten path, but let's get back to one of these articles, because again, we opened up with, the whole Bennu debacle where NASA spent over $1 billion of yours and my tax dollars to send a allegedly send a Limobile up into space and collect a sample of dirt. And basically, there is not even a peep, there's no recent articles about that dirt, even though we were told, you're just going to have to wait, honey, you got to let me get done with what I'm doing, okay? Even though there is, I don't even know what I was saying anymore. Yeah, the dirt from the asteroid was supposed to be like so important, and we were supposed to glean all these secrets of the universe from that dirt. And once they, allegedly opened the capsule, which took them months, then we didn't hear much else from NASA and the lying Freemasons there about asteroid Bennu or Osiris Rex, which again cost over $1.16 billion to do that. So yeah, more of the same from NASA. And isn't it funny though? Like, wouldn't it be nice to be able to just collect over $25 million every single day from the taxpayers, and then just don't have to show anything for it, make a bunch of promises, and then just keep on kicking that can on down the road, as NASA tends to do. Like if you if you talk to people that were around and consuming the propaganda back in the 1960s and the 1970s, we were supposed to have moon bases and Mars bases and flying cars and just all sorts of things. Space tourism and moon tourism which should have been a thing of the past by now in the future of 2025. But that's the thing. NASA just they keep on moving the goalposts. Like they'll make a bunch of promises and then just and then just move the goalpost on down another decade, right? And forgive my lack of attire here. And as you can see, I'm starting to sweat a bit. It is hot as hell up here in South Carolina these days. And although we do have central air where we're at right now, on the second floor it does stay a bit hot up here. So forgive me. All right. So we covered the Bennu. So the first article I wanted to get into for you guys. No, hold on a second. No, can you just wait, please, until I get done? Yeah, I'm sorry. Just please. Sorry, y'all. So there's this article here. Don't you just love the terrible CGI cover here? So the article is from, shit, I'm like dropping my other phone here. The article is from yahoo.com/news, futurism. The headline is Long Dead NASA Satellite Suddenly Lets Out an Epic Blast of Energy. So, NASA's experimental Relay 2 satellite had been dead in the sky since 1967 until last summer, allegedly, when it emitted a super short and very powerful burst of energy out of nowhere. In an interview with New Scientist, one of the researchers from Australia's Curtin University, who discovered the strange pulse coming off the dead communications satellite, described his shock at finding the nearby source of that nanosecond-long energy blast. Curtin astronomer Clancy James and his team had been using the Australian Square Kilometre Array Pathfinder, or ASCAP, radio telescope array when they detected something so quote-unquote loud that it briefly outshone everything else in the night sky. Even stranger, it turned out the signal was coming from so close to the Earth that ASCAP's radio telescopes couldn't at all focus on it at once. Or they couldn't all focus on it at once. I guess it was too, nearby, too close. Quote, we all got excited, thinking maybe we discovered a new pulsar or some other type of object, James told New Scientist. Quote, this was an incredibly powerful radio pulse that vastly outshone everything else in the sky for a very short amount of time. End quote. So, as explained in a new paper that's now awaiting peer review, the Curtin researchers eventually traced the source of the pulse to NASA's derelict Relay 2, but that discovery raised more questions than answers. Because Relay 2 had been dead for nearly 60 years, the Curtin team thinks that something either collided with the defunct communications craft that made it produce such a wild racket, or that electricity had been building up within it for so long that it resulted in a huge type of energy burst known as an electrostatic discharge. So NASA just trying to keep their ancient, 1960s technology relevant in the news cycle all the way up into 2025. I mean, they really are getting our money's worth out of that old generic-ass 1960s technology, ain't they? Back to the article. As astrophysicist Karen Applin of the UK's University of Bristol told New Scientist, all the space junk crowding Earth's orbit makes it nearly impossible to determine if either of those explanations or any other explanation is correct. Parenthetical, that problematic crowding of Earth's orbit, it's worth pointing out, was not a pressing issue during Relay 2's short life in the mid-1960s. So what they're saying is, yeah, it's getting crowded up there in fake space where, there are so many orbiting space satellites and debris that it's just, there's just stuff flying around all over the place out there. But good luck trying to find any sort of image or proof of that. Yeah, good luck finding any proof of anything that NASA claims, though, right? Because of course, NASA's standard operating protocol is to remain in the pseudoscience realm, right? So beyond the capacity to confirm, beyond the capacity of normal people to falsify any of their claims. So yeah, I mean, as long as they just keep making grandiose claims and raking in our tax dollars, they can pretty much say whatever they want, claim whatever they want, and nobody will ever be able to debunk or falsify or confirm their claims, right? It is beyond our capacity to confirm or falsify anything that NASA does. And so, yeah, I mean, it is the definition of pseudoscience, and it is a very safe place for lying Freemasons of NASA to remain. So, back to the article is a quote. In a world where there's a lot of space debris and there are more small, low-cost satellites with limited protection from electrostatic discharges, this radio detection may ultimately offer a new technique to evaluate electrostatic discharges in space, end quote, explained this Applin, who was not involved in the research. Excuse me. So, wow. End of that article. So basically, this team of researchers on the ground, they were studying the night sky using a radio telescope array. They noticed this huge so-called loud blip that lasted like a nanosecond, and NASA's explanation is that it was this 1960s satellite that's been dead for since 1967 or whatever. And yeah, is anyone ever going to independently verify or confirm that, or can anyone ever falsify that? Hell to the no. Again, it's not possible to confirm or falsify anything that NASA does ever, right? So kudos to NASA for more of the same pseudoscience as expected. So, Tobias, Toby Thompson, good to see you too, man. Good to see you, brother. We've got another quick article to go through. And so NASA is getting ready to launch this Axiom mission. And we're going to read the update from nasa.gov. Don't you want to know where your $26 million every day is going to? So let's look at these. Let's have a look at these astronauts here, the Astroliers in their Lie-mobile. Sorry, I know this is not focusing right. Trying to get it to focus correctly here, you guys. Well, you get a pretty decent look at what these jabroni astrodunts look like here. Anywho, NASA shares Axiom Mission 4's launch update. So NASA, Axiom Space, and SpaceX are targeting 2:31 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Wednesday, June 25th. So that's coming up in the next, 6 hours or whatever, for a launch of the fourth private astronaut mission to the International Space Station, or also known as the LISS, the Axiom 4 mission. So this mission will lift off from Launch Complex 39 Alpha at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The crew will travel to the orbiting laboratory, allegedly, on a new SpaceX Dragon spacecraft after launching on the company's Falcon 9 rocket. Dude, as much as those things have exploded, every time they try to launch them with more than a frickin' banana or whatever, I would be shaking in my damn boots if I was these liar-nauts, these private citizen liar-nauts. But my money's on this thing is going to go kerplunk, dude. Honestly, not to wish anything bad to happen to these people, but these SpaceX Dragon spacecraft do not have exactly the best track record when it comes to not having catastrophic failure every time they launch one, basically, right? Unless I'm confusing this, that spacecraft with another, but I'm pretty sure isn't that Dragon the one that keeps on fucking like exploding in the middle of launch. Yeah, and where's the Department of Government efficiency on this one? That's a good point, Josh Howard. Exactly. Like, yeah, how efficient is it to launch? I mean, I'm sorry, to drop $26 million every day on something that produces no tangible results, right? There is no sort of return on the investment, it seems, that we shovel all this money at NASA and nothing ever seems to come of it, right? That is a good point. Like, yeah, we should definitely get the Department of Government Efficiency involved in NASA's absolute nonsense shenanigans, right? So the targeted docking time is approximately 7 a.m. So they're going to launch at 2:30 in the morning, coming up tonight, like here in a few hours. And supposedly, allegedly, they're going to arrive at the LISS at 7 a.m., right? So NASA will provide more details and its coverage information shortly. So, wow, that was a very short article, was it not? Okay. So, yeah, we covered Bennu, we covered that and the other one. So, really, believe it or not, that was all that I wanted to cover. So, a piston at Dune, wow. So that's an interesting point. So, the Earth is a spinning ball because you're claiming that I'm a pathetic junkie. That is a not so cogent scientifical argument for the spinning ball Earth, but hey, more of the same from the globetards. Ad hominem attacks are the only thing that they have, right? Because, yeah, man, just to go on the record, if you measure the Earth for curvature over large swaths, many miles of standing water, the necessary curvature to result in an overall sphere does not actually exist, right? Furthermore, if we were spinning supersonic, like, 1,000 miles an hour at the equator, faster than the speed of sound in most places in the United States, there would be ample physical evidence for that, in the form of centrifugal force. Don't forget about inertia, right? Let's not forget all of the orbital trajectories, these curvilinear paths that are supposedly, excuse me, that our Earth is supposedly traversing along 5 different directions at once whilst spinning. Yeah, zero physical evidence for any of that, but you're going to use ad hominem. Okay, so wait a minute. So who to believe, NASA or a pathetic junkie, right? So that was your comment, was it not, Pisnit Dune? Yeah, so you believe the Earth is a spinning globe, eh? Yeah, very nice, very nice. Yeah, it is a tough call, though, isn't it? Very tough. But so anyway, so measuring the Earth for curvature, the curvature doesn't exist. Checking your ass for supersonic, hypersonic, ludicrous sonic rotational, axial rotation and orbital trajectories. No such motion actually exists. And so you don't have to believe anyone. Believe your own senses. Believe direct measurement. Go measure the Earth for curvature and see if that curvature exists. Check and see if your ass is traveling east along a curve at 1,000 miles an hour right now. And I'm here to tell you, it is quite obvious, once you've gotten past all of the programming that we were all subjected to since we were little kids, it becomes quite obvious that, yeah, the Earth is definitely a stationary plane, regardless of what may or may not be going on with the celestial luminaries, right? So, yeah, so there's that. Um, at any rate, that covers everything that I wanted to cover. Really just wanted to check in with you guys and, really share some love with y'all. Let y'all know that we are doing okay. It is a struggle. I just want to send prayers up for everybody that's struggling. Definitely send prayers up for my family members, M and D, who are going through a very tough personal time of their own. I just pray that the Most High Creator gives comfort and peace to people that are struggling and suffering through tough times right now. There are a lot of things going on with a lot of people at all times, and so we just have to remember to try to be a little empathetic. Try to maybe put yourself in other people's shoes before you go insulting others, right? So nothing but love here, you guys. Links are below in the description if you would like to support our channel effort during these difficult times. PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo, it's all in there. And as always, we could sure use your support. At any rate, I really appreciate and love you guys very much. I hope y'all are doing well, and I'll try to keep a check-in periodically. And what's that, babe? You want to say hi to the?
Yeah, just hi.
Molly says hello. Hey guys, she's right here with me. Oh, and little Boogaloo too. Let's see, and little Boogaloo too. Boogaloo says hi. Little Lily fell down the stairs today, and she kind of hurt her ego more than anything. She is a little bit of a roly-poly thing. And again, forgive my lack of attire here, but it is a little bit hot, as you can see from my sweat starting to bead up a little bit. So, all right, one love, you guys. We appreciate you. And again, if you want to support, links are down below for PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, and Patreon. Love you guys very much. God bless you, and we will see you in the next one. Y'all be good.
Bye.
Bye.